welcome to this first look map tour with me, MrSealyp. Welcome to Nesmost in the Czech Republic. This is the AgroVation expansion pack, the HORSCH expansion pack. This come out on console. This came out on PC. This was a giveaway recently at the Agritechnica show. HORSCH were there, and this is an interesting one and really quite fascinating actually. This is an unparalleled thing. It's very, very clever. I'll read a little bit about what it says online. After a long-term partnership with Giants, the innovative developer of the Farming Simulator series, which we know, have worked with HORSCH for this unparalleled, complex and sustainable project, the HORSCH AgroVation expansion pack. The users of the Farming Simulator game can play the original 3,000 hectare farm, HORSCH AgroVation, in Nesmost in the Czech Republic, near Prague. But for HORSCH, this is more than just a game, and this is what I find fascinating. HORSCH, in the first step, are going to use this mod pack to train their own employees on the farm, which is pretty impressive stuff, and it will allow new employees to become familiar with the farming processes on the farm more quickly. The next step on from that, HORSCH are going to be getting real GPS data from tractors and HORSCH machines into the game to simulate how in the future they can plant and develop with new sowing periods and techniques and things like that. So they're using this as a training tool. I mean, that's really, when you think about that, that's how far this game has come. This is not just a simple case of it's a game, come and play it. This is now being used as a training tool. So the thing I'm kind of thinking most from this is going to be pretty accurate. Nesmost, this is HORSCH's sort of test facility. It's a large expanse, and you can tell it, with the buildings, the way it's designed and laid out. It's a test facility. This map, as far as I'm aware, is by Niggles Katsuo, and then the actual vehicles pack is Giant Software, and it's impressive. It's a fair size map, but there aren't many fields on it. The fields that are on it are colossal. I mean, absolutely huge. But we start here at the testing facility. Now, I have moved some of the vehicles for the screenshot I was going to do for my thumbnail. But here's the thing with this. You can download the two separately, the map and the vehicles pack. Now, I would imagine you have to download the vehicles pack, because when you put this map on, the vehicles you start with are nothing short of spectacular. So that's what I'm going to start with first before I look at anything else. We're going to look at the vehicles you start with. So let's scroll back across. There are some amazing bits of machinery in this new pack. So here's what you start with. You start with the Manitou. 2-man trucks. 2 CR1090 harvesters with headers and trailers. 2 Flegel trailers. The HORSCH Pronto 9 DC from the original game. The in-game one. A Lizard pickup. I put the chainsaw in because I need to use that. Pressure washer. 3 of the new Challengers. You get the new Lieb PT350 boom sprayer. You get 3 out of the new pack cultivators of different sizes. 2 new seeders. You get a fertilizer spreader. You get a slurry tank. You get the slurry injector pack. You get 2 slurry tenders. You get an auger wagon, chaser bin. You get the shuttle, and you get the the seed tender. All of that is in game. You get that as you start, because I suppose they want you to use this as a test facility. First and foremost, we're going to have a look around the map momentarily, but we'll have a look at the map in game. And here it is. Like I say, it's big. We are up in the northeast corner up here at the test facility, which is quite expansive, leads all the way kind of down around here. You start with 2 fields, I believe. 3 and 4. I think that's all you start with. Yes, I'm pretty sure it is. Your shop's up here, your cows are up here. But everything else is kind of spread out. As you come across the map, more towards the northwest corner, you've got your sheep, pigs and chickens. There's a little village just here. And then down the bottom of the map, in the southwest corner, you've got all your sell points, your various different sell points. These fields, I mean, field 7 is just ridiculous. I mean, it's massive. There are missions available on this, and you can only imagine how long those missions are likely to take. We will have a look at one of those in a moment as well. But we'll have a look around here first, then we'll move around to the map itself, and we'll have a quick look around. So, let's whiz down here and see what we've got. So we're going to pick up part of one of the main office buildings, I would imagine. Well, no, I was going to jump the fence then, but I'm not going to jump the fence. Got this nice little building here, and this is fantastic. This is for washing the vehicles. Your jet wash is in here. Light switch. Plenty of light so you don't miss anything. Yeah, I mean, look at that. So this is the area for cleaning your vehicles. Down to the left hand side, so if we head down this way, and I'll put the mini map on actually, a lot of these not barns really, buildings, not barns at all, the doors all open, he says. There we go. Little garages just in case you want to I don't know if anything's going to fit in there really, but nice little touches. Big doors. There's lots of these buildings dotted around for whatever storage you fancy. And down the end here we have got, let's go on to it, our direct selling and customization point. So any customization you want to do on your vehicles is just down this kind of first little section here. I already opened this one. Got a bit of downtime in your lunch break, fancy a bit of basketball, that's down here as well. A couple of benches for your friends to sit and watch. Don't forget about that litter, make sure it goes in the bin. This does look like a very clean and tidy place. Now what's also interesting, I like this, roller door. Very, very fluid. We've got these 2 IBCs here. Again, light switches. I think most of the buildings have got these light switches in. Not all of the doors open, but that's the first section anyway. I'm going to whiz around very, very quickly. Otherwise we're going to run out of time very, very quickly as well. And there's a lot to see. So I won't leave those on. Think of the electricity bill. HORSCH may be a big company, but they can't afford that. So, first a few vehicles. We're not going to look at all the vehicles on this one, like I say, that'll be in the next video. But some of the vehicles start in this large, we'll call them warehouses. I suppose warehouse is the best way to describe them. So a load of them are in this first warehouse. I brought them all out and put them all out there. Some were parked up in this space shelter here. Ah, there we go. Now, yeah, I'll go into that in a second. I did wonder where these were. The seed and fertilizer. We've got a fuel point just here at the end of this strip, and then we'll cut through and head up this way. And the rest of the vehicles were in this last sort of, maybe even hangars, that might be the best way to describe them, just along here. I mean, that's an impressive sight in itself, starting off with 2 of those. Wow. But you can understand why when you see the size of the fields. I mean, you absolutely need it. That's the HORSCH Pronto 9, the in-game one, the vanilla seeder, if you want to call it that. That seems to be a phrase I'm seeing and hearing more and more. And here we've got all the vehicles that come in this expansion pack laid out. And interestingly, where I'm standing now, this is the store. Now I suppose they don't buy from a store because most of these are prototypes and new vehicles. So they'll design them, build them, and this is kind of where they start. So if you go into the store and buy anything, when you buy it, it will appear here on this hard pan area just in front of us, which is quite a large space. Off to our left hand side we've got fields 3 and 4, the ones we own, and we'll get to that in a moment. And as we come across here, away from the main buildings, I say main buildings, there are more buildings down here. Actually, I'm going to go and grab the pickup, I think that'll be quicker. Bear with me 1 second. There we go, that's better. Right, so as we head down, I love this as well. Security, very, very important. But we've also got these little side gates as well. So if you want to go through on foot, mind you, probably still get a vehicle through there. There you go. Let's hop in. And just take a quick turn to the left. Now this is the dairy farm, or the portion of the map which is the dairy farm, and you've got these bunker silos are massive here. Absolutely huge. Now there's not actually a BGA that I'm aware of. I'm not entirely sure actually where you sell your silage, interestingly. But there are your bunker silos anyway. Huge ones just here. There's a digestate tank just down the end. These two large buildings here are your dairy, I say your dairy farm. This one is, that one's identical, doors open and things like that. However, this is the one where your animals are going to appear. I've already taken the liberty of putting some cows in here so you can see where they are. There's no field. They stay in here. And I would imagine, because it's a test facility, they have to be kept under very strict conditions and that kind of thing. I would imagine. I mean, again, that's kind of an assumption on my part. But again, lights, plenty of air, they're not going to have any problems. But at the dairy part here, the triggers for buying your animals are very narrow. I've got to remember where exactly it was, because I struggled to get onto it. I was starting to panic because I suddenly thought, where are the triggers, how do we get there? We go. So if you want to buy them directly, that's where you do it. It's quite tricky. Like I say, I think the trigger is literally just here by that second door, because there's not anything actually marked out. But there you go, that's the trigger just there for your cows. And inside, just hop over the fence here, you've got your feed trough and your water trough both inside the building here. Now, like I say, the barn next door is identical, but there are no animals in it, so I'm assuming that's just a spare, just in case you should need a spare barn. Continuing on, I mean this is nothing short of, I mean it's quite spectacular, it's an impressive sight. The fact this facility exists, and you can just tell by the look of it and the feel of it, it's got that feel of a facility rather than just a kind of naturally occurring farm. It's been thought out, everything's big in plenty of space, and it needs it. So down this end here we come to our silos, and they are quite large, to say the least. We've got a loading point here for the silos, which is a fair size, plenty of space for moving vehicles around, as you can imagine. And then I would imagine loading the stuff back up again is just under here. I haven't tried that yet, but here's the more impressive thing. Let's click on and scroll across until we get to storage capacity. Now, unless I'm reading those zeros wrong, that says 100 million litres. That's not 10 million. That's 100 million. 106 zeros. My mind is trying to compute that. 100 million litres. You're not going to run out of storage space. You're not going to have any problems whatsoever with storing your crops. Wow. But then I suppose when you look at the size of the fields, you might well need that. So, weigh scales on the way out, and we're heading down towards, I mean, it just goes on forever. Look at it. Off into the distance it disappears. I'm going to take it round to the right. I'm going to go to one of the markers if I can stay on the road. Now, as far as I can make out, these buildings here aren't for anything. I couldn't find any triggers or anything in particular was at these buildings. I'm assuming in real life they are for something jolly important. So, ready for a gulp? I did when I first looked at this. Let's gulp together, shall we? How much? 6,965,684 pounds. Euros or dollars? Wow, that's, I mean, it's a big field. 86 hectares. And if you fancy doing a contract on there, for example, some fertiliser spreading, 151 minutes to do this field, but it will pay you 60,757 pounds, euros or dollars. That's a lot of, I mean, that's, wow. But then, like I say, let's have a look in here again. I think just the magnitude of it is, look at the size of field 7. Whoa. So let's have a look across here. This is a slightly smaller field. Must be cheaper, surely. Let's see. 3,326,000. Okay, that's not too bad. This job pays quite well as well, but looking at it, if you fancy doing a bit of harvesting, 576 minutes. If you've got about a week to give up to just harvest a field, then absolutely go for it. The figures on this map are mind-bending, absolutely mind-bending. It's impressive stuff. I mean, aside from all of that, aside from the wow factor of it, and my mind's still getting around the 100 million litres capacity, the size of the fields, the price of the fields, the fact this place exists, the fact that Horsch are using this as a training tool, I think that's incredible. It really, really does fascinate me. But anyway, let's head back up. There are only really two main roads on this that lead from the top of the map up here at where the main facility is. One sort of splits into a fork. The one I'm on now heads all the way down there to the sell points. The other one heads down to the village. That's the one I'm going to head to now, if I can find my way out. I think it's down this one. So let's head out here to the main road. Now, this gate here I couldn't get to open. There's obviously something secret going on in there they don't want us to know about. Further investigation may be required. Anyway, out to the main road. No, this doesn't quite run, it doesn't run north-south at all, actually. It kind of runs east-west, really, slightly down at a diagonal, but across the map this way, and takes you to the village. The other one I was on just now runs down here, diagonally across the map, from northeast to southwest. There's not a lot of forestry on this map, not a lot at all. As far as grass fields go, down the bottom in the southwest corner, there's quite a bit of grass around here, down near the sawmill. There's quite a bit of grass down here. It's like a low-lying, not a swampy area, but kind of a marshy type area around this lake. There's a bit of grass down there. But anyway, let's head down to the village. The textures are great, the detailing's fantastic. All of the fencing, the buildings. Now, just on the left coming up, there's a kind of petrol station, service station, whatever you'd like to call it. I'm just going to pull up rather than drive in. Let's hop out without getting run over, hopefully. Open that gate. So in here we've got more fuel, but we've also got another customization sell point. Should the one at the main farm be unavailable, or you just can't bother to go there, and then go more fuel. I don't think there's any more of the barns or anything open here. Nope. Back to the vehicle. So, enjoying the scenery, we're going to head down towards the village. In this it shouldn't take too long because it's quite a fast vehicle, although I'm on the wrong side of the road again. I keep doing that. But you get some idea of the scale of this looking across. I mean, it just seems to go on and on. Even the smaller fields are big. You know, compared to other maps, the small fields are large. And I would imagine still jolly expensive. Now, because there aren't many fields, there's obviously not a lot. There's not a huge amount to get round. By the time you've kind of done it, I'm going to just take a right here, down into the village. Come to a little fork, just coming up here. These little roads seem to converge, a little triangle here. If I take the right hand one, we're going to head out towards the sheep. I think it's the sheep. There you go, look. Villagers doing a bit of their own gardening. Why not? Use the space. The fields are, there's some interesting shapes to the fields, I'll say that as well. Not your standard kind of things. But anyway, here's your sheep pen. You've got your water trough here, the feed trough is just around the corner here, and your wool spawns in this little area just here. More light switches, no shortage of those. And this was the other one, the spawn point, or the trigger. I was trying to find where you load and unload your animals, and it is pretty much this kind of corner just here. I couldn't work out where it was for the life of me. If I come over here and do it, nothing happens. It is pretty much here at the corner. So if you want to buy them directly, you can do it here if you want to, and I'm assuming this is where you're going to unload them, because there's not actually a kind of unload point on here anywhere. It is just here on this corner. So there's your sheep, and then you've got this place here. This is interesting. Don't know who it belongs to, but again we've got more buildings, more vehicle storage. Very interesting design. But weirdly over here, and this could be, again, this could be part of Horsch's testing facility. I don't know whether they've got like labs and things like that, whether or not they take animals from the local area, if they're owned by and sorted out by Horsch. I honestly don't know. But in here, it's kind of like a little, I don't know what it is really. I don't know if it's for sheep or for cows or for, I really don't know. But there you go, yeah. I don't think anything actually goes into it, but it is here. Very clean, very tidy, well kept buildings. Let's close up after ourselves. So, from the sheep, we shall then head to the pigs. Just cut across the little track here. I just missed it. Oh, just here. Just off to our right here. So, Slurry Area, I imagine. Looks like it's the usual slurry point. Up here we've got both troughs right in this corner. So you've got your feed and you've got your water trough just here. Like I say, I put a couple in just so you can see the pigsty, pig pen area. I don't know if these barns open or not. Let's have a look. Nope, don't think so. And I'm pretty sure the trigger here is just kind of on this section. So this one, you've got your, it's all in one place really, for unloading of your water, your feed, and then you've got your trigger for unloading is all here as well. This one seems a little bit larger, so that's easy to find. So that's for the pigs. Wow. I'm still trying to get my head around the scale of it. It's great. And head round. We'll take this fork. Came in on that one just to the left. We're going to take this one out. Just down here we should come to... Where Hop out. Our chickens. Oh, here we are. There we go. Chickens, and the eggs are just inside here. Gather a few while we're here. And why not? So, that's all of your animals. Cows up at the main facility, and then your pigs, sheep and chickens all down here in the village. So, coming back out onto the main highway, we're kind of heading across. That road there, the main road off that direction, takes you off to the edge of the map. This one, we are now going to be heading south, so we're kind of taking a left off the main highway and straight down here. Now, let's have a look and see how much field 6 is compared to the others. It's a bit of a smaller field. 377,000. That's not too bad for a 4.6 hectare field. And that seems small now compared to the other ones, I suppose. Looking like that, you think, wow, it's tiny, really. Not really. This is the bit that's got me baffled. Massive digestate tank here, but no bunker silo. But weirdly enough, if I just hop out, this whole area here, got the hazard markings. You've got 4 corners, another one there, and then you've got another 2 way further down here. You've got these kind of concrete curbs. If I put this on, hang on 1 second. It says fill level chaff 0, compacting 0. That would lead me to believe this is a bunker silo, but I'm not sure how that works, whether you just pile it up and it... Yeah, I don't know. I've never come across one like this before, so I couldn't say for definite, but it's an interesting one. And then when you come off there, yeah, it's this section here, so I don't know. I'm assuming it's like an open bunker silo. So technically it's not a silo, is it? Anyway, enough of that. If anyone knows, let me know. Yeah, I'm mildly confused. So, back into the pickup, and we're going to carry on heading down the map. If I don't hit any more curbs. Now, I believe there are gold nuggets on this map. I haven't come across any yet. So normally you kind of see one, you know, you see one laying around somewhere. I haven't seen any yet, so I don't know. But they're supposed to be. And it's so big you can't even really see the main facility. I mean, it's a big expanse of buildings. You'd think you'd be able to see it, wouldn't you? But you can't. So we are heading to all of our sell points, all clustered down the bottom corner of the map. Impressive buildings. Haven't seen that since Sosnovka. I love that mural. It's brilliant. Anyway, so we have then on the right hand side got a bakery. So the bakery sell point. While we're on the subject of sell points, let's very quickly go into the menu, scroll across one, sell points. There are 2 main sell points for your crops. So you've got the bakery, which will take obviously grain type crops, and then you've got station Palabi, Palabal, I can't quite make out Palabi. Are your 2 main sell points. You've then got the sawmill and you've got the wool cell. Those are the only ones on this map, and they're all clustered down the bottom here. So that there is the one for the bakery. Around the corner here, and this one here is your wool cell point, which is tucked around just here. Moving onwards. have got, well, I say Emerson's, we've got your Livestock Market, it's just here. Again, I think this is a bit like the one off Sosnovka. And your point is just here for all animals. So if you're going to do them yourself and take them by trailer, transport them, this is where you're going to come to. This is your Livestock Market. I'm not too sure what this building on the right is. If it's anything at all, I don't know. What is this one? Just a building. I'm assuming it must be something in real life, but there's not a sell point or anything here. Something I have noticed, apart from the pallets that I found up at the main facility, there's no seed refill point. I haven't come across one, which is peculiar. There's no there's no store, garden centre type thing. But I suppose if it's a facility, Horsch probably just get them brought in, probably by lorry or whatever. They're not going to have a shop they're going to go and buy them from. I'd imagine the size of the fields, they're going to come in bulk, and I would say huge amounts of bulk as well. Anyway, that's both of those. That's those sell points. I need to go to the sawmill now, so bear with me 1 minute and we'll head to the sawmill. Now, interestingly, as I said before, there are only two real main roads down. If I go onto this, from the bakery sell point, the wool sell point, and the Livestock Market, there's not actually a road that joins up across at the bottom to where we are now. You have to kind of come down diagonally from the main facility. Well, you can drive across the railroad tracks or whatever you want to do, I suppose. If I turn right into here, this is the station Palobi, however you want to say it. And this is another one that's got me a bit baffled. You've got a sell point through here, which is just here. And I thought this might be a seed refill point or something like that, but it's not. I bought a seeder down, nothing triggered there, which I was a bit puzzled by. But then what you've also got here, other than these massive great big storage silos, you've got like the ones you get at the railroad tracks, the grain storage buildings. Now, I haven't tried to unload anything here, but it seems to be another unload point. Well, I don't know if this is a storage facility or it's just the building is here and that sort of comes part and parcel with it. But you've got another one there. And again, I don't know unless this is seed or... Yeah, I haven't come across one. So if you do know, seed refill point, if there is one. If not, I would imagine you can either just put one of the placeables in or just do pallets, or however you want to do it. It's going to be up to you, isn't it? So carry on along this road and we will come now to the sawmill, just on the right here. Rather impressive, nice large size, plenty of logs stacked up ready to be shipped. Keep going down here. We have got a log sell point just here. Lots of big open spaces, so if you want to put placeables and silos and things, you're not going to have any problems at all. And there's where is it? Oh yeah, just here we've got a wood chip sell point tucked away just around here, and then you've got another log sell point just here, which I don't know if on PC whether there's a train that runs or not, I don't know, but this is another log sell point. It would imply that there's some way of loading, or I'm not too sure, but anyway, I don't know if these are used or disused. I know one of them a bit further down, yeah, this one seems to be quite overgrown, this siding, so maybe these are, who knows. So that's the sawmill. There's not actually much else. I'm trying to think what else there is on here. Oh, I know where I'm going to head. Bear with me. We're going to head up this main road that runs diagonally back up towards the main facility. The railroad tracks seem to run off that direction. Yeah, bear with me. So you can just see in the distance the facility, the large buildings, and this is the bottom of that cornfield, the one that was giving you something like 595,000 hours or whatever it was, some ridiculous amount of time for harvesting. This is the bottom part of it, and there's the facility, so you can kind of get an idea of how big that field is. And this is all still field 7. It's like a C. Anyway, right hand turn just off of here, head you out to the eastern extremities of the map, and this kind of lake marsh area that I was kind of talking about. It's nice. It's quite a cool little drive along here. I did like this. Like I say, when I say first look videos, it's a first look in so much as, in my mind, I'm giving a viewer a first look at the map. I, generally speaking, won't hit this cold. I will always have a look around to give myself some idea of where things are. There's nothing worse than getting lost on a map tour and people then looking thinking, do they even know what they're doing? So I kind of have a little look first. But nice little tracks that lead all over the place, little streams dotted about. Like I say, the detail's great, the landscape's amazing. It's a very, very good map. I just don't know if this is the site. I don't know if I'd have the patience to do the size of fields. I mean, if you're going to do this multiplayer, yeah, absolutely. You could do some monster harvests on this, couldn't you? But if you're a lone player, could be a bit tricky. So, off still building there. Tucked away. So off to our left is that large lake that's on the map. It's an interesting shape, an odd one. But I see what I mean about being quite low lying. There's kind of water courses dotted all over the place, these little bridges that bring you across, and the mud tracks dotted around all over the place. And we find ourselves down in the southeast corner of the map. We've pretty much been around the whole thing. Like I say, the only thing I'm finding puzzling is the lack of seed refill, but that's easily solved. And like I said earlier on in the first look, plenty of grass down here. There are a lot of grassy areas down here and around the map generally. You're not going to want to be spending, you know, 3 million on the field just to grass it because you haven't got enough grass areas. But it's a cool map. It's a really cool map because of the fact it's real. It looks great. It really is fantastic. So if you do multiplayer, if you play a lot multiplayer, this would be a pretty cool map for it, I have to say. You certainly would be kept busy for quite some time, I can imagine. I still haven't come across a nugget yet. That's weird. They must be somewhere hiding. Anyway, as we look up north towards the main facility, that's about it from me. I hope you found it useful and informative in some way, shape or form. There's not really much else to see. There are going to be some bits I've missed, of course, there always are. I can't show everything in the time I have, otherwise it would be ridiculously long. Oh, there you go. We're on the other side of that monumental field. It is impressive, it really is impressive. The detailing on the water as well, that kind of shimmer. I like it a lot. Anyway, I hope you have found it useful and informative. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share the video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.